The man put his hand on the scalding hot gun barrel. The timid soldier stuck his hand out of the trench and was luckily hit by the enemy. Two soldiers shot each other through the palms. The brave soldier directly sharpened a bullet and shot at his own palm. And the reason why they did this was to escape the terrifying military service, because as long as one got injured on the battlefield, they could leave the battlefield. But unfortunately, these 5 soldiers were finally judged as deserters by the military court. The superior decided to send them to the no man's land in the middle of the battlefield and let them fend for themselves. The first soldier had just been sent to the battlefield when he encountered the German fighter plane on patrol, so he took out a grenade and aimed at the right moment and actually blew up the tail wing of the enemy plane. But right after that, he was frantically fired at by the Germans, and he was the unluckiest one among the 5. He used to be a logistics soldier. Just because he was woken up by a group of mice while sleeping, he instinctively picked up the pistol beside him and smashed it down, and accidentally discharged the gun and injured his palm. But no matter how he explained, the military court just based on the residual gunpowder traces on his hand and determined that he intentionally maimed himself to escape military service. The second soldier, he used to be a welder. He clearly understood that this war was just a game of the capitalists, so he gave a passionate speech in front of everyone, trying to make everyone understand this truth. At the same time, he also persuaded everyone to go on strike together, but his comrades regarded him as a lunatic. In desperation, he could only choose to maim himself to escape military service, but was judged as a deserter and was finally shot dead by the Germans in the middle of the battlefield. The third soldier was a street bully. He had served 5 years in prison for a woman until World War I broke out. He was pardoned and sent to the front line to atone for his sins, but on the battlefield, he often played pranks on his comrades. While his comrade was resting, he stole his hat and used it as a urinal, and then put it back in place after he was done. When he heard that wounded soldiers could leave the battlefield, he incited a teammate to be a deserter with him, so the two shot each other to maim themselves. But as soon as they were thrown onto the battlefield, he held up a white flag and surrendered to the Germans. The veteran was furious at his cowardice and immediately raised his gun and shot him dead. The fourth deserter was only 19 years old. He used to be a brave sailor, but was forced to join the army. He was so frightened by the shells on the battlefield that he was in a trance, often worried that he would be accidentally injured by his teammates or poisoned to death by the Germans' poison gas. So he lit a cigarette late at night